All right, we're going to walk through how to create a test on Mastery Tracker. So the first thing you can do is you see that I'm in Canvas. So just go to Canvas here on my home page. On the left-hand side, you're going to see Mastery. So we're going to click on Mastery. And to create an assessment, I'm going to click on Assessments. And I'm going to click on Add Assessment. All right, so when you get to here, you're going to click your subject. If your standards don't pop up, I've already made a couple tests, so once you choose it, it usually will stay that, but make sure you choose your current standards, so whatever your current standards are, and then the class. So because my classes have already been added to the tracker, these show up, but this is not what I want. This is just my trackers. I need to choose the class that I want to get my standards from. So let's say I'm going to assess Algebra 1. So I would click on Algebra 1 to find those standards. And then under Standard, if I want to create a test, it's probably going to have multiple standards on it. So if I go down here and click on a standard, I'm going to have an assessment on just one standard. If I want to choose multiple standards, I have to click multi-standard. Once you do that, create a test. You can name it whatever you want. You can see I've named mine the class and the unit, and I put TOPS just so that I know this, I created this test. Since I teach both Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, I like to have the name of the class there as well. All right, for description, I may put sequences or series or rational equations if that's the name of the topics that we're dealing with. So that would be up to you depending on what you do there. But if you click multi-standard up here, and then when you come down, you're going to get to assessment source. And that means where are you going to choose your questions from? So there's two places we were told, Mastery Item Bank Supplemental or Mastery Item Bank. I've not found a lot of difference, but whichever one you choose, you may find more standards in one than the other. All right, over here, privacy. You can choose my school, private to me, private to my district. I think most teachers are going to choose private to district. And then where it says item filters, this is now where you're going to choose what standards you're going to assess. So let's say I'm going to assess this one. It has 71 items. So just like with in case, you can click on the item number and you can view the item. Okay, if you want to choose this for your test, come down and hit add item. If you don't like this item, you can scroll over. Remember, there was 71 choices for this standard. So you can keep going till you find a question that you want and then hit add item. And then depending on how many questions that you want, okay, then you're gonna choose those questions and then they will show up here on the right hand side, very similar to in case. All right, so if you want to choose a different standard, you can do that because we chose multi-standard at the top. So as long as you have multi-standard here, you can you can assess different standards. So let's say we're going to choose a couple questions from here. So let's go down and hit add item. And I'm just picking a couple so that we can go through the process. And then I'm going to, let's choose one more. Okay, so when you have your items selected, however many standards, however many items you choose, then you're going to have to fill out the scoring. So you should have a Mastery Connect cut scores from the district. And if I have 4 questions on the form from the district, you would find that scoring, and for a 4, it's 432. And then this one has 2 questions, so the scoring rubric says 221. And then once you do that, you hit Create Assessment. If you don't know what the scoring rubric is, just reach out and ask, and we can make sure that you have one of those. All right, and that's so much for creating the assessment. When you click on Create Assessment, then we'll go to the next part. I'm not going to click that because I don't want to make this show up in my class. So I'm going to pause the video and go to the next part. Okay, once you have created your assessment, you're going to go back to Mastery Global. And then you're going to find the assessment you just made. So mine are showing up, but you may have to click over here and click on My Assessment. So if you click the little down arrow, you will see the assessments that you have created. And then when you click on Add, you can add this to your tracker. And you can see that I've already added this to my Algebra 2 Part 2 class, so I don't need to add it again. But if it had not been added, it would have a little box here to click. So you would click on this and hit Add. If I click on that, that would turn blue. I don't want to add this to that class, so I'm not going to click on that again. But that's how you add it to your tracker. Now, once you've added this to your tracker, my screen kind of changed a little bit there. You're going to go to your course so that you can turn it on for your students. So I'm going to click on the course. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to find Mastery Tracker. And then I'm going to scroll out. You can see the standards that are being assessed have these little things above them that tells you that they are being assessed. So I'm going to find the assessment that I'm giving. I'm going to click on that, and then any standard, it doesn't matter which one you choose one of these. So just click on where it says Assess, and you have to take and turn this to where it shows up as a green arrow. So this student portal, this is where it makes it available for the students to see. So then I'm going to hit Close. And so now I've created the test, I've added it to the tracker, and I've turned it on for students to see. Now, how do I get it in my module? So if I go to Module, and I'm going to find the module that I want to add it to. So you can see I've already got it added here, but I'm going to show you how to add it again. So you're going to go to Plus, just like you're adding any assignment. And instead of adding an assignment, you're going to scroll down through here because you've already added it and it's a part of Canvas. So all you have to do is come down here and find it. So right here, Algebra 2, Unit 5 Test Tops. This is the one I added. So if I click on that, it's going to add it to this module. So I'll probably just added it again. Like any assignment, it's going to add it to the bottom. Now it's showing that it's already published because I already have it in this module once. But if I click on this, you're not going to see what the student sees, but you are going to want to edit the assignment. So on this assignment that I created, it had 30 questions, but I want it to have a point value for 60 points for this test grade, okay? And then I also, where it showed up as an assignment, I wanted it to count as a test grade. So I had to go in here and physically change that to say test. This is already here because it's already been synced with Mastery. And so the only other thing I did was go down here and click on the Sync to PowerSchool and enter my due date and then save. So that puts it in my module for my students to take. Now they won't see this and it won't let you look at it as a student view. We've already tried that. we have tested it and it seems to work. So that's how you add a test from Mastery. If you have any questions, let us know.